Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Justin with AmericanTrucks.com. Today, I'm happy to be talking to Kyle about his 2013 Ram 1500. Now, Kyle's setup is a 20x10 Pro Comp wheel. It's the 63 series, satin black, a little bit of milling going on. It's a negative 18 millimeter offset, so that's going to give him that aggressive stance. Tire is a 35 1250 R20 Milestar Patagonia. It's the very popular ATR all-terrain tire. And then making it all possible is the Mammoth 3-inch front leveling kit. So Kyle, beautiful truck, man. Really big fan of the stance. If you would, sir, why did you choose this particular setup?
This particular setup just caught my attention because I want something a little aggressive, but nothing over the top, you know, something that's still functional, but still looks good at the same time.
Again, 20x10, negative 18, it's giving you that aggressive stance, kind of like that bulldog stance we like to call it. What drew you to this particular wheel, the Pro Comp 63 series?
It's got a little aggressiveness to it, but it's also got a little flash to it with the milling on it. Caught my attention. I also like the billet points around the rim there on the edge there. It caught my attention too, because like I said, I'm a functional guy, so I'm looking for something that looks functional, but it's also looking a little flashy, but not over the top, you know what I mean?
Why you went with like a satin black as opposed to maybe like a chrome or a charcoal or a bronze?
Honestly, the satin black was personally because sometimes I miss the turn a little bit and catch that curve a little bit, and the satin seems to hide those scratches a little bit better than a polished look.
That's probably the most realistic answer I've ever had on that question, so I appreciate that. Now, you went with a 20x10. Why something like big like that as opposed to 17s?
That's just a personal choice on my end. I've always grown up around trucks. My buddy's always got these big 40-inch tires. And to be honest, I'm not getting any younger, and hopping up in a truck on 40-inch tires seems a little athletic for my days now. But the size tire I picked, I mean, seems like a good happy ground. It's beefy enough to go off-road when you need to a little bit, but it's also functional enough that you can drive around the city in everyday truck and not do nothing crazy.
You went aggressive, a negative 18 millimeter offset with that 10-inch width. I mean, it's definitely an aggressive fitment. Is that something you had in your mind from the get-go, or is that something that you kind of had to look around on and decide, like, that's the stance for me?
I did some looking around first. At first, I wanted to go real aggressive with like 6 inches out on each side of the truck, but then thanks to American Trucks website, I mean, you guys have the filters you guys can have. You can go super aggressive or mellow or slightly aggressive, and the slightly aggressive was more realistic, having that tire that's just a little outside the body, but nothing crazy. You can still fit in spots. It's just a little tight.
Let's get into the tires a little bit, because you got the Milestar Patagonia. It's a 35 1250. Why did you choose this particular size?
Same thing. It's just it's a happy middle ground for me. It's got a little beef to it with the tread pattern, so if you need to leave the main road, you can get what you need to get done. But at the same time, it's not too crazy of a pattern that you can wear out the tire, or it sounds like you're driving a freight train down the highway. How's
your experience been with the tire, like off-road? Have you tested it in any terrain at all?
Oh yeah, for work, I do some. We have to get to some tricky places, and it was nice to break them in a couple months ago and throw it in four-wheel drive and hammer down. And it chewed up some of the property at first, but then caught the grass where I needed to catch it, and we got through where I needed to get through.
Now, you went with the all-terrain arch, like the ATR. It's kind of like a balance, I would say, like that hybrid that a lot of truck or tire manufacturers are doing. Why did you choose this particular type of tire as opposed to like maybe like a mud terrain or something?
Just because, honestly, I'd love to be a country boy and hit the woods and go mudding all the time, but the reality is in Connecticut, there's really nowhere to go mudding unless you're going deep in the woods. And sorry, but I'm done getting stranded in the middle of the woods on a mudding trip.
How does the tire ride, in your opinion, compared to stock?
I'd say it's a little bit more comfortable to ride. I've definitely noticed, especially with this one, I'm able to there's more PSI obviously in there. So I'm able to either add air or take air out, and it doesn't seem to lose as much air as the basic tires I had on there before from the previous owner. But I mean, aside from an air suspension, it's probably the closest thing to riding on a cloud I've gotten.
With the big tires such as a 35, did you recalibrate your speedo at all for the difference?
I thought about it, but honestly, it's minimal, and it slows me down a little bit. Keeps the gas in the tank a little bit longer. But I did think about getting the module that you can adjust and compensate for the lift and the tire size. But I decided not to do it because I need to slow down. I've been speeding way too much as it is, so.
A 35 1250, that's a big tire, and making it possible is the Mammoth 3-inch leveling kit. So that's really not a ton of modification suspension-wise. Why did you go with this particular leveling kit?
To start, I mean, I like trucks, but I can't stand when trucks got the rake. I like my trucks even front and back. I wanted to go hog wild and get a 6-inch lift, but I just didn't have the funds at the time. And then I saw the 3-inch leveling kit. I was like, well, I want to throw some tires on to get some decent size. This leveling kit will help me out, at least get those tires on and even out the truck like I wanted to.
Did you have to do any modifications to make those 35s fit?
Surprisingly, didn't have to make any adjustments.
The level actually front to back, is it perfectly level in your opinion, or is the front maybe a little nose higher?
The front's actually a little lower, I think. I think it was a 1/2 inch, but it's negligible. You can barely notice it. If you put a tape to it, yeah, you can notice it, but for what you're getting for the price, I mean, it's the best $50 I've ever spent.
Experience with the Mammoth kit, how does it ride? I know you mentioned earlier with the tires that you said it rides like a cloud, but does the leveling kit, in your opinion, change the ride quality at all?
I mean, I definitely noticed it in the gas mileage. Probably went down like 1.5 miles a gallon, I'd say, but as far as quality of the ride, no, I mean, I haven't noticed anything. I used the same stock springs that were in there. Nothing crazy. You guys had a great install video, actually. I did it myself, didn't take it to a shop.
Is there anything you might have done differently with your setup from the get-go?
No, I mean, the only thing that kept me from going hog wild, like I said, was just my personal finances. I mean, if I had an unlimited checkbook, I would have gone nuts with it. Probably would have gone with a super wide aggressive stance, super tall lift kit on there. But for the average Joe that's just trying to get a little something that looks good, that looks tough, isn't too bad to install yourself, it's definitely everything I was looking for, yeah.
Any plans for the future at all with your setup?
I'm hoping to get save up for the 6-inch lift, which means 35s might not look so good. There'll be a little more gap in there, so I'm gonna have to upgrade the tire setup as well. But I'll probably keep the same aggressiveness, but I definitely want some more height. I'm 6'4", so jumping into a truck a little bit isn't too tough, but 12-inch seems a little reckless.
Well, very cool. Again, Kyle, the truck looks awesome, man. I love it. As a Ford owner, I'm jealous you can get a 35 in there with a negative 18mm offset and not rub without cutting stuff out. So good on you, man. Thanks again for joining me today. I really do appreciate it, brother, okay? Guys, again, that was Kyle with his 2013 Ram 1500. One more time on the setup, 20x10 Pro Comp wheel. It's a 63 series in satin black with the milling. Negative 18mm is the offset, giving him that aggressive stance. 35 1250 R20 Milestar Patagonia, it's the ATR. And then making that all possible is the Mammoth 3-inch leveling kit. Guys, we hope you enjoyed this episode. And remember, for all things truck, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.